Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Self-Advocacy series. My name is Raquel. I am an occupational therapist passionate about helping people reach their full potential through everyday advocacy. This is part of an 8-month presentation series focused on learning about self-advocacy and how you can integrate the concepts into your daily life. This month, we will discuss another specific type of self-advocacy, advocacy in a workplace setting. Now, advocating for your needs in order to work successfully may seem like a big and at times intimidating task. Start by considering your strengths and challenges. For example, maybe you're very self motivated, or maybe you tend to procrastinate when faced with tasks. Maybe you can focus for hours, or maybe you need a flexible work schedule to be most productive. Maybe you need to sit most of the day to work, or maybe you need to be moving your body around to focus. The list could go on, but take a second and think of some examples of strengths and the challenges that may apply to you. Now, think about some of those strengths and challenges in a workplace environment. Let's simplify it into 3 basic parts to consider. First, think about your physical workspace. Are you able to navigate the space and find everything you need to complete your job? Is it organized in a way that items are within reach and accessible during your work? Overall, does your space create an environment that you are able to be productive in? Then, consider your communication style or how you usually get your thoughts or ideas across to others. Do you prefer to email so you can go back and look at information or instructions later? How do you usually get in touch with coworkers during the workday? What is the best process for communicating questions, concerns, or completed assignments to your supervisor? Finally, think about the tasks required to complete the job. Are you physically able to complete each element of a job in order to successfully complete it? Are you able to problem solve and come up with solutions to daily problems? Are there pieces of a certain task that are making it difficult to be successful? If you thought of any areas that could use improvement to make a job possible or easier for you to complete, you have a great opportunity to act as a self advocate to get your needs met so that you can be happy, safe, and productive in a workplace. Once you've identified areas that need adapting or changing for you to be successful, you can ask your supervisor, boss, or human resources department for interventions, accommodations, modifications, or a combination of all 3. Interventions include evidence based instruction to improve skills. Skills might include reading, spelling, speech, math, comprehension, the list goes on. This is usually guided instruction or regular practice that helps the person make progress towards mastering skills associated with completing a job successfully. Accommodations are tools that help you accomplish a task without compromising its integrity. This may look like voice to text for somebody who has difficulty handwriting, a calculator if mental math is challenging, or audio instructions for people who may have difficulty reading. All of these things do not change the task, but they do support completion of the task. Lastly, modifications include alterations of the task without changing the outcome of the task. So, this may look like focusing on parts of a task that are within your strengths and sharing responsibility of items that are challenging for you to increase your productivity and success. Or, this could also look like completing small parts of a task throughout the day on a flexible work schedule. Although the task may look different, the job is getting completed successfully. So, what steps should you take? The first step to take is referencing the Job Accommodation Network, or JAN, to determine what accommodation, modification, or intervention may be available to you. This network of knowledgeable individuals are trained to answer questions and provide guidance on reasonable accommodation for workplace success. They also offer a search engine of accommodations available for you to type and search as if you were using Google. After you have a clear idea of what you need, Submit a request to a supervisor, boss, or human resources department detailing the accommodation requested and how it would help achieve work goals. You are not legally required to discuss your disability, but it may be beneficial to have information or documentation of disability available to support your need for accommodation. Finally, ensure that changes are made and they work for you. The first attempt at accommodation may not be perfect, so do not be afraid to try again and work with your supervisor or coworkers to reach an accommodation that allows for your success in the workplace. If you need support understanding your rights, drafting the request, or continuing the request for new or different accommodations, the JAN network offers a helpful page with detailed sections that can guide you through the process and help you understand how to overcome barriers that may fall in your way. According to the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, employers are able to decline a request for intervention, adaptation, or modification that causes what is called undue hardship on the company. Sometimes they will offer another solution that allows for the same outcome of success at work. But sometimes, unfortunately, you may come across issues that make getting accommodations difficult. If more support is required to get accommodation, the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is available for you to file a complaint on a local or national level. This is the last option available if all other efforts have failed to get accommodations. Reflection. Take a second to reflect and answer these three questions. Pause the video to think about each answer and write them down if you would like. Question 1. What type of job are you currently doing, or what kind of job are you hoping to do? Whether you are working, looking for a job, or just looking for ways to get involved in the community, find the place that sounds best to you. Maybe that's a school, library, office, animal shelter, the list can go on. Question 2. What are your strengths that make you a great fit for the job? What are some challenges that make the job difficult to do? Think about personal examples that apply to you. Are you great at math but are not the best at communicating ideas? Maybe you procrastinate or wait until the last minute to complete things, but you are very reliable at completing projects. There are many strengths and challenges that we could identify within ourselves. That is where accommodations may play a part in helping us be successful. Question 3. What are the steps to take when trying to get workplace accommodations? First, reference the Job Accommodation Network, or JAN, to get help in finding reasonable accommodation, drafting request letters, and more. Then, reach out to Human Resources or your supervisor to submit a request. Last, make sure the accommodation works for you, and if it does not, do more research and submit another request until you find the best fit. Here are a few resources to help you continue your self advocacy education. Stay tuned next month for more on self advocacy. Thanks for listening.